Hey guys, welcome back. One of the things about pyros flare guns is that they all fill a specific utility. You know, flares for raw damage, detonator for mobility, scorch shot for long range crowd control, that sort of thing. They all have their uses, but one of these is not like the others. The Manmelter is seen as a meme weapon. It just gets crapped on by everyone who brings it up, and I completely get it. After all, when you can have crits on demand, stunning jump height, or free kills, why bother? Well, being the contrarian that I am, I decided to use the Manmelter for a few matches just to see if I could get anything out of it, and here's what happened. Whenever people talk about the Manmelter, they tend to focus on this stat right here. Extinguish teammates for a free critical hit. It does what it says on the tin. Walk up to a burning teammate, hold down alt fire, and your gun sucks up all the fire and stores it to empower your next shot with triple damage. But if I'm being honest, this is a side benefit and should be treated that way. The main course is 1. Infinite ammo, and 2. That sweet plus 50% projectile speed. Here's the thing, flares from the detonator, scorch shot, and flare gun are kinda slow. Anyone who knows what they're doing can easily dodge or reflect them. The flare from the Manmelter, however, is really fast. It's almost a bullet. People always bring up the range, and I'll talk about that, don't worry. But the faster projectile speed has another effect that I see as very important. Your flares arriving at the enemy faster. When an enemy is hit by a flare, it deals 30 damage and ignites them for full afterburn, dealing 60 damage over a few seconds. The enemy has less time to react, be it dodging or countering, and most of the time just ends up in flames. The arc and travel speed are also so different from the other flare guns that short circuit entries will have a hard time deleting your attacks. Not to mention, if you shoot a Manmelter flare down a choke point, people have less time to duck behind cover because the flare is faster, which means you will inevitably light more people on fire than with other flare guns. The faster speed also means that the flare can travel further. This makes the Manmelter a perfect sniper counter. Not only can you set a sniper ablaze from any distance, but you don't need to lead your long distance shots nearly as much. You could basically put the crosshair right on people most of the time unless they're really far away. Sure, it probably won't kill the sniper, but the flames will knock his aim off and deal heavy damage, so he'll be forced to find a medic, health pack, or dispenser in order to keep sniping, which will buy you and your team precious seconds of no sniper time. Even if he's got the Girardi equipped, he still has to switch to it and splash himself to put out the flames, so it still buys time. If you're coordinating with your team, you can time shooting the sniper with your team's big push so that he can't headshot your medic or something. If you aren't coordinating with your team, you can still set the sniper on fire every time he tries to peek out. Then when he inevitably equips the Darwin's Danger Shield, you can then go spy and backstab him until he swaps to the Razorback. Then go back to man-melting him over and over. Rinse, repeat. He'll be so busy yelling in chat that he won't have time to snipe your team's medic. You really don't have to play sniper to counter other snipers. Just mess with their heads a little. Very few of them have any patience and will get mad very quickly. The Manmelter has so much potential as a team-oriented weapon, but nobody notices because none of the Manmelter's upsides are flashy. The flare gun, detonator, even the scorch shot all have great montage potential, but it's a fundamental truth that a team-based weapon will win more games than one that only gets you kills. The Manmelter is the sniper of flare guns. You gotta use it to target medics and snipers primarily, or just dish out quick damage from the back of the team fight. Finally, let's really talk about the crits. Yes, extinguishing teammates for free critical hits is a pretty powerful mechanic, but it honestly doesn't come up all that often. It's a situational upside, requires the enemy team to have pyros, which, okay, to be fair, most enemy teams will probably have at least one pyro, but even so, I think that the other upsides of this gun are more than enough to justify its existence, with the extinguishing mechanic just being that little cherry on top. I will say that the burst of flames when you shoot a crit is really cool, but it does kind of block my vision. I wish they just made the flame particles smaller here so that you can actually see what you're doing. Oh well, can't have everything I guess. I still like this thing. That's it. Like, subscribe, and get out.